Good everybody, it's Batman, and today we're going to be getting into another reaction video. It's going to be Loco. We're going to be checking out one of them because I've been hearing from, I got a couple requests throughout, and then I also heard that like his HEBI SASUKE is like really weird and troll-like, so we're going to check it out. You know, as always, nothing but respect and love for the guy. You know, he's goated in his own regard, unique takes, scaling, whatever, and he's, I guess, just trying to do his thing and be different, I don't know, but either way, regardless if he actually truly believes in it or not, that's not the point. You know, nothing but respect and love. He's just doing his thing. It's fiction anime. It's not that deep. But we're gonna check it out. You guys ready to the vibes? We're gonna obviously debunk anything that's not correct or easily debunkable, or at least high possibility wise. And if anything is legit, then we'll gas it up and either substantiate it further if necessary. If not, we'll just keep it rolling. But we're not gonna try to keep it too long and do too many pauses as we did last time. The one before we had to, there was just a lot of bullshit. But this one shouldn't be too bad, because basically from what I've heard is outrageous, like to the point where like either he's stronger than like KCM or he's on that level and all this other crap or whatever. And if it's something like that, it's blatantly easily debunkable, blatantly. So there's literally feats and statements that just knock it out the fucking window. And if Loco's smart, I'm assuming he might even try to refute that evidence or the counter evidence people will try to utilize against him. Maybe he'll do that too, but good luck even doing that. Like, you're basically arguing with Kishimoto at that point. You know, like, I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, let's get it. And also, before I even forget, we also have Mr. Ken Rock with me. He's going to be featuring with today's reaction as well. And so we're going to get to business. Let's do it. And if you guys know the vibes, make sure to check out his YouTube, like, sub, you name it, especially if you fuck with his content.
It's Loco, and I want to thank
I definitely need to start putting up
because we just hit 2,000.
Oh, by the way, I can't see your video.
Oh my bad, let me get it there.
This is a very big milestone for the channel, and to show my appreciation, I am finally going to be dropping my scaling for HEBI SASUKE. In this video, I am going to be proving why Sasuke is the strongest character in the first half of Shippuden, and why I think he would beat almost every other character that was in the series at this point in time. But real quick, I want to ask that each and every one of you please subscribe to the channel so we can grow an even bigger community. Also, as a follow-up to this video, I'm going to be doing Minato versus HEBI SASUKE live on stream, so turn on—
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy, yeah. Okay?
He actually just did that today, I think.
Alright, we could probably react to that too, but that is... Wow. You just don't like Minato, bro. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. Anyways, we're going to put this on time...
I actually don't...
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying for the video. We're going to put this on times too, guys, just to speed up the video as well, but that's insane. Come on, like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anyways...
I actually don't have too much of a problem with the idea of, like, Sasuke at the beginning of Shippuden, like, being stronger than most other people. Just because at that point, like, Minato and them aren't really a thing. Like, we don't really know about Sage Mode. Like, the only people, like, he really loses to is, like, the Sannin. And, like, the Akatsuki that we see. And we don't know about anything about the other Kage and all that, so...
I agree. Yeah, like, what I'll say is... Like, in early Shippuden, it's fine. It's not really that deep. Like, out of everyone, I won't say everyone. Like, if we're talking, like about people, you know, like Team 7 and things like that, or, like, Jonin and yada yada, sure. If we're talking about the legendary Sannin, personally, I don't think Sasuke's Sannin level, and I'll get into that in a bit, because I'm assuming there's going to be certain evidence we're going to have to engage with anyways, you know, basically explain why he's not even Sannin level. You know, and when I say, like, not even Sannin level, like, I'm being dead ass. Like, not even base. I don't think he could even beat their base forms, especially their most strongest forms. But either way, what's it called? But, you know, that's kind of why I'm at with Sasuke. He's very strong. He's definitely Kage level as well, but he's low Kage level. He's not mid Kage level. He's not high Kage level. And he's not up there with, like, the higher tiers of, like, the Akatsuki, especially Pain, Obito, you name it, not fucking Minato. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That, like, by his logic, this means HEBI SASUKE beats Yellow Mask Obito as well. That's fucking retarded, you know? So...
Actually, I think he does think that.
Yeah, he's delusional. So, no matter what, like, at the end of the day...
I think he has HEBI, like, faster than Orange Mask Obito.
Yeah, he's also delusional. Orange Mask Obito literally could react to fucking Taka Sasuke, who has the MS and everything, and literally also was in charge of Sasuke the whole time during the 5 Kage Summit, and was literally roasting him and saying, wow, I expect you to have some hostages, yada yada, yet you fucking could only do this. You kind of suck, bro. Like, Obito was just asserting his dominance throughout the whole entire fucking time. You know, and backpacking Sasuke the whole fucking time. So, like, that's blatantly just delusional. Orange Mask Obito, Yellow Mask Obito, and Minato are completely on a whole different scale, and they would shit on this fucking idiot. So, you basically would also have to say HEBI Sasuke is stronger than Itachi, and we've seen that, okay? So, like, come on. But either way, overall, sure, the majority of people he could take on, but if it comes to, you know, people like fucking, Datara, we've seen that fight. He almost lost. It was a very high diff fight. Okay. We've seen, you know, if it comes to Sasori, I don't think he's personally beating Sasori either. That's just me personally, because once again, Sasori is Sonic level bare minimum, or if you want to highball him and utilize a bunch of statements and then correlate him to Hanzo and Chio level, then you could even say he's beyond Sonic. But either way, you know, what's it called? When he gets to Sonic level characters or Sasori and the higher tiers in Akatsuki, he's not fucking with that. They would just utterly destroy his ass, and it's basically that simple. He's not KCM level. He's not KCM 2 level. He's not Sage Mode level. That's the problem. So, we're going to get into it. Let's go.
Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on that. But other than that, let's just get right into the video. So basically, HEBI Sasuke has consistently portrayed to be fast.
It is too fast. We do 175. Let me see how it's better.
This character in early Shippuden. The most blatant example of this is when Sasuke perception blitzes Judo and Suigetsu and fear haxes them into submission. Before they can even realize what happened, Sasuke has already wrapped his snakes around their entire bodies, and he's all doing this in base.
Oh, it's still too fast for you? My bad.
Yeah, because you just missed like a crazy thing that he said. Or at least you're about to miss something crazy.
Let me go back. Hang on.
The most blatant example of this is when Sasuke perception blitzes Jugo and Suigetsu and fear haxes them into submission. Before they can even realize what happened, Sasuke has already wrapped his snakes around their entire bodies, and he's all doing this in base. For context, both Suigetsu and Jugo have been consistently shown to be faster than Raikage A and Killer B.
To be fair, he has the Sharingan out and CM1. That's not... Well, no, not CM1. He has the Sharingan out, so that's not base, but just saying. And then not only that, another thing I'm also going to say, this Jugo and Suigetsu, like, around this time, like, you could basically say, like, there's two ways to perceive this interaction. Either Jugo and Suigetsu at this time are weaker, okay, or they get stronger, especially when you see them again in the 5 Kage Summit, okay, or they're still around the same level throughout, you know what I mean, because to be fair, we don't really ever get to see them train or anything. They're just with Sasuke the whole time and moving from point A to point B. So if you think their scaling stays the same throughout, then obviously that wouldn't necessarily be true. Like, don't get me wrong, the implication is there of Sasuke, like, basically flexing his power and saying, hey, do you want me to fucking kill you? But is it to the point where, like, he's tiers above? I wouldn't go that far. I think if they could be able to give him enough of a fight, but he's going to win towards the end, you know, things like that. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because we see Jugo fight against V1 Raikage and Darui and the Genjutsu specialist along with Suigetsu. We've even seen Suigetsu fight against Killer B and Jugo, and Suigetsu fight against Eight Tails transformation with his water transformation. So Suigetsu and Jugo are pretty fucking cracked and strong. They're not some fodders, okay? But, you know, so that, it just depends how you view that, whether if you think they're weak at this point in time, you know, or if they're still the same, then overall that's kind of what you're working with. And if they're able to keep up and at least be relative or equal, however you want to take it, to even 5 Kage Summit Sasuke, okay, who has access to MS and, you know, you name it, then overall this doesn't really matter. You know, I'm just saying. But what do you think on that though, Ken?
So my biggest problem with this is, well, one, he's talking about how, like, Sasuke's in base and all that. Like you said, like, no, that's his Sharingan.
Yeah.
He's using, like, Orochimaru's, like, higher level, like, Sannin Jutsu. But Jugo and, like, Suigetsu were both, like, in base as well, and they weren't focused on Sasuke at that point in time.
Yeah, no.
I also refuse to believe that they're the same level. B openly admits, like, later on, like, one of the ways to get, the better way to get stronger is by fighting.
True.
So at this point in time, we know bare minimum they fought, like, B and a bunch of other people as well.
True.
So they're definitely stronger as well. And, like, the times that he's going to show, like, of, like, them keeping up with, like, Darui and A,
yeah,
is, like, when Darui and A are, like, kind of focusing on Sasuke. So they kind of, like, aren't in focus either.
No, yeah, exactly. And yeah, you could utilize the Killer Bee statement. The only gripes I have towards the Killer Bee statement, it depends how it's being utilized. Because yeah, sure, it's saying you can get stronger or whatever. But then the problem with that is it correlating to your stats, or is it correlating to your experience and intellect and growth as a ninja? You know what I mean? it's between those two, distinctions. I think personally it's option B, not option A, where your stats just out of nowhere get a crazy jump or something. You could say stats as well if you're like in like a pretty competitive fight, right? Because that's like working out, right? It's still this. It's basically still the same way of training, but just either your life's on the line or you're competitively competing against your comrade, right? Just to get stronger, right? So technically, yes and no, but it depends. All I'm saying is it depends.
I think it's
but
both.
it could be both. But I do think there's times where it's not stats and it's more of just experience or a learning growth, moment for the ninja. Because there could be times where Naruto's fighting against, like, I don't fucking know, Kakashi or whatever, and necessarily his stats aren't really changing because Kakashi's not even having to try. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if the skill gap is so large to where they can't, like, really exert themselves to the point where they can grow stats-wise, it's more of just experience and knowledge and things like that, right? That's all I'm getting at. But
I mean, it's fine with experience because even if we say that, it means that they're just learning new tricks and better ways to, like, do what they need to do with what they have.
Yeah. But
I don't think it matters too much. I definitely think it's both, especially since, again, they fight like B. And that's not like this like fun taxing battle. Like, they definitely would have had like forced their bodies to their limits. So
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, you guys take that however you want, but I'll just say that. But either way, like, would Sasuke beat those two if it came to a fight? Obviously, Sasuke has Genjutsu for Jugo. Sasuke has lightning style for Suigetsu. Is he just like over them raw power-wise? Hell no. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be competitive. We've seen them blatantly be in similar scaling throughout all their fights together, And even at that point in moment, like, like, they're going to be able to compete in a way. And better yet, we even see Jugo fight against Sasuke, and Sasuke has to use CM1 in a wing to block his attack. He doesn't just do it in fucking base, or 3 Tomo alone, or, whatever. He has to use his CM2 transformation. It's like a partial CM2 transformation is what he does.
I think it's actually in that same
it is
scene as well.
Yeah, it's in the Jugo literally charges and attacks him. He's like, okay, I'll kill you. Sasuke was forced to go CM2 mode and use his wing. So, like, that's blatantly, like... So that's what pisses me off about Loco. It's just he'll cherry pick feats or statements to, paint a narrative, but he won't even show all the shit that happens before or all around to blatantly just debunk the idea he's trying to present, or just to clearly at least admit there's contentiousness, Like, regardless if you believe or not, at least be humble and transparent and just admit there's contentiousness, Like, that's annoying. But either way, before that moment he shows... Sasuke literally uses a CM2 wing and has to block Jugo's attack. He doesn't do it with his body. He doesn't do it with a fucking snake. He needs a wing because Jugo went like, I think, partial CM2 transformation at that moment as well, And then after that, he's basically just fighting like base to base with Suigetsu. And then Sasuke gets involved, and that's where he threatens him, And that's all it is. And I mean, overall, yes, Sasuke is over those two. I will admit that at that time. But that's due to the abilities that he has, not just raw fucking power. That's blatantly dishonest. So...
This may come as a surprise to you, because not many people like to talk about how strong Suigetsu really is. But in this instance right here, he is clearly shown blitzing A from across the battlefield. Suigetsu is shown to be at the very back of the room, but the Raikage is right in front of Sasuke.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
Blitzes him.
How does...
Like, they were both focused on, like, Sasuke.
Yeah, they're both trying to hit Sasuke, and then Suigetsu just comes in and blocks their attack. He doesn't fucking blitz them. What?
Yeah, Jugo's like right there. Like, you can't even say like he's that far. Like,
and then
you can see Jugo right there.
Bro, you know what? Fuck this. Making this short. Alright, we're getting close now. Cool.
Like, and I don't think heavy Sasuke is that weak. Like, I think like it takes like the top tier of the Akatsuki and like the Sannin and like Kage level opponents to beat him. But
yeah, same. Facts.
I don't think he's like near unbeatable. I don't think he has like these godly levels of speed yet.
No,
because if he did, like, it's like the Kakuzu stuff. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't. There's an abundance of evidence that's completely against it. Like, if I was Loco, you know what I mean, and I wanted to further substantiate the bullshit, like, then I would also utilize the data book statement where, like, he's like beyond the whole Akatsuki. But that's obviously not true either. Like, so, yeah, now we're getting close.
And I also don't understand, why is everyone magically KCM 1 speed? You notice that everyone tries to get everyone to, like, KCM one when they want to make them like
It's
powerful.
a classic full move because people are so desperate to have different scaling or unique things to where literally, you know, because Naruto's been out for years, right? So everybody is trying to like either grow in a way or do things or just obtain some form of like clout and shock value. That's why. It's just desperation, personally. And all I'm going to say, at the end of the day, you do you, but if you're going to be desperate, you know what I mean, at least admit that you're being desperate on the low, you know what I mean, and don't just like actually, you know, act like this narrative is blatantly what you feel and think, because it's like, this is no way, bro. Like, if 95% of the Naruto community is saying how things are, and especially if they're not even scalers, and you're just going to come out of nowhere and say either Kakazu or HEBI Sasuke is KCM one level, you're on crack. Like, you clearly didn't watch the fucking show, you know? So, but, anyway, so we're here now. I got the fight pulled through. Oh, yeah, let me get Ken, though, yeah, because he's about to be missing out. So, this way.
But I'm confused. Why?
Kage Summit Sasuke, okay, who is also technically, if you really want to be nitpicky as well, has a statement to where his chakra is the same darkness as CM2, by the way. Anyways,
greater.
Yeah, or greater, yeah. So he comes, right? Darby's able to react with water style, you know. So already just a blatant like narrative that Sasuke's clearly not KCM1 because only Raikage and Minato were. And Naruto needed KCM1 to be in that level. And obviously Raikage is the strongest fucking Raikage. He's been stated several times in the data books of being the strongest ninja because you have to be the strongest to be the Raikage. Okay? And we know he's the fastest. Not even Darui can keep up with his fastest state or whatever. So you have that. Alright. And then basically he does like a genjutsu to create an opening so Raikage can blitz. Right? And he's in V1. And then basically Sasuke gets Jugo out of genjutsu, which leaves him open, okay? And then, and I'm gonna be honest, he probably could have reacted still too, but he's, you know, relying on his team and he's fighting as a team as well. And then basically Jugo moves, blocks Darui's attack, okay? And then Suigetsu moves as well and blocks Raikage's attack. And after they block, he says, "What monstrous power," and he's starting to sweat and getting worried. And then Raikage breaks the sword and goes through Suigetsu's water arms. Blatantly overpowers him, okay? And then literally from this point, Suigetsu can't do shit. If he was a speed blitz tier above the Raikage, he'd be speed blitzing him over and over, or would just kill the Raikage in V1. Yet he couldn't do that. Jugo goes to CM2, talking shit. Raikage says, "Know your fucking place, you little fodder ant." He moves, he's still in V1, and shits on Jugo. Jugo's at least being relative and contesting, but he can't really deal with him. He's getting overpowered, and it goes from there. And you literally see right here, he gets dealt with. And then he's like one down, and we know what happens from there too. But, so overall, like, this whole shit of blitz, like, Loco clearly doesn't know the definition of a speed blitz. All he does is move and protect Sasuke. He is not speed blitzing in this moment. A speed blitz moment is when you move and you're so fast to where you could block the attack and hurt the opponent at the same time before they could even do anything. That's what would actually be a speed blitz. He only blocks the attack.
Another problem, if this also breaks Loco's scaling as well. Because remember earlier he said that Sasuke was like faster than these two. But then here's Darui like able to like speed blitz and like hit Sasuke with the jutsu before he can actually
he's speed blitzed
react.
Yeah.
So like he's faster than Jugo and Suigetsu, who are also faster than him. Like, how does that work?
Exactly. It doesn't make any logical sense. So, anyways, I hope that at least showed you guys some information. But like, is Loco, you know, what is he doing? You know, so, but we're going to get back to the video, and we'll keep going. Can you see the video, though, Ken, or do I need to switch?
And blocks his attack. Suigetsu is also shown to perform a similar feat in Taka's fight against B. You see, Sasuke was knocked down to the ground, and B was about to hit him with the finishing blow, but Suigetsu comes out of absolutely nowhere and once again blocks the attack from B. Both the Raikage and B are consistently shown to be relative to KCM1 Naruto in speed.
What's that?
I don't think Killer B was actually going for the finishing blow there. The reason for that is because we learn later that like he used like that entire fight to like escape like the hidden cloud village.
Yeah, true. And then just to debunk the first couple points he made there, obviously I'm gonna edit out all the loose time. But let me get this be dishonest either here. So Sugetsu moves. Look. The fight starts. But mind you, he's speed blitzing B too, right? It's a bunch of bullshit. He runs, starts, goes, fights Killer B. B dodges it effortlessly. Okay? So you have that first. Oh, no, Bleed doesn't even dodge it. He just grabs it with his fucking hands. He's like, get that fucking fodder-ass shit out of here, bro. Like, what are you doing? Okay? And mind you, another thing, too, I'm just going to mention this out. This is also stated verbatim. But B is literally engaging this fight and just having fun just to have an excuse to get away from the village. He didn't want to stay there. He was tired of being fucking enslaved and told you can't do anything because you're a Jujutiki. And he takes advantage of the fight, uses it as a diversion, and then gets away. He was never trying to kill him. He was just trying to make enough of a scene, use it as a distraction, and then have them all focused on the Akatsuki kidnapping B so he could have some free time and explore the world. That was what happened. And eventually towards the end of the fight, he actually gets a little bit more serious, and he's like going to kill them or whatever. And then, but then that was also shown what his true intention was, because the Eight Tails, he's like, did you really have to go full transformation for them? And he's like, oh no, I didn't, but in order for us to do this and get away, it was all part of, my plan, basically. So overall, like, B was not having to go fully all out. He was basically playing a game with them the whole time, and then literally just fucking left and, and did what he had to do. If he wanted them dead, they would be fucking dead. Just putting that out there. But anyways, we're gonna get back into it. The Killer B fight. Jugo tried to fight him as well, but he got beat up. Like, he's literally just on the ground, groveling at his feet. So once again, and he was already in partial transformation. This is the same Jugo that was trying to scrap with HEBI Sasuke, and Sasuke was able to block his attack with his CM2 transformation. Killer B is just like, what are you doing, bitch? Look how he's standing. It's just disrespectful. So I don't want to fucking hear this bullshit with Sugetsu and Jugo somehow, some way, speed blitzing Killer B and Raikage. Blatantly fucking dishonest. And then Sasuke steps up. Okay, who's arguably their strongest team member, right? He's the leader. Okay. And what's it called? And then let me just read. Let me hang on. Yep, then Sasuke starts fighting, whatever. They're going. Sasuke lands a hit on him. He starts writing a book, being Killer B. Then Sasuke gives his sword back. And they're fighting even more, right? They're going. Cool, great, right? And mind you, also, another thing to keep in mind, this Sasuke is still nerfed and hasn't fully recovered from his fight against Datara, by the way. He was still fatigued and not at full power. That's also stated. Just want to put that out there, too.
There's also his fight with Sasuke. Itachi.
Oh, yeah, Itachi, not Datara. My bad. Yeah. So then Killer B shits on him, blitzes him. What's it called? Once again, clearly showing Killer B is just superior. And now, what I will say, it is impressive in a way that Taka Sasuke is at least being relative to this Killer B. I will say that. It's pretty impressive. But this is worse for his HEBI scaling because, if anything, I think it's the other way around. I think Taka Sasuke and 5 Kage Sasuke is very impressive because he can clearly compete against B to some regard and the Raikage to some regard in V1. HEBI Sasuke would never be able to replicate this shit. I do not want to fucking hear it, So, it's just, I don't know. I don't understand. And I know he also thinks HEBI Sasuke is stronger than Taka Sasuke too. So I'm just saying that. But then you see Jugo come or whatever. This is the moment he was referring to when they blocked the attack. And then Jugo comes, lands a CM2 transformation on B's face. B uses chakra to increase his durability. He enhances his attack, with an air cannon with fucking chakra. Slams B in underground. Look at that explosion. And B is perfectly fine. Look, he's just standing up there, and he starts rapping. They're just not on his level, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you, So Just putting that out there. But anyways, we're going to keep getting into the video. I'm not going to show the scan, but Killer Bee says verbatim, bro is at top speed. Oh no, like this is bad. He's really going to kill Naruto. Blatantly showing that Raikage at full speed is way superior than Killer Bee, and he would just blitz him, okay? And Naruto was able to use his KCM form and be faster and dodge his attack and pull a Minato feat, the Yellow Flash Minato, okay? And that's basically what you have as well. No one, the Killer Bee is not relative or faster than fucking V2B or full power KCM1 Naruto. It's not the case at all.
I also think this Bee right here that would be in that situation would be faster than the one that Sasuke fought as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reason for that is because he just got done fighting the Nine Tails
and Kasame.
Like, all these battles. Yeah, and Kasame. That was the other person I was thinking of. Like, he's had all these big battles, and he's literally the person who said, like, the more fights you do, the stronger you get.
Yeah, exactly. And then not only that, fucking with when it comes to Killer Bee, we like it's just blatantly shown. Like when Naruto speed blitz Kasame, Killer Bee was like, wow, like just like the Yellow Flash, you know, and yada yada whatever. Like there's tons of narrative statements consistency wise of Naruto just being on a different level, and same thing for the Raikage. Okay, it's data books, feats, and statements. B doesn't have any of that shit. We even see B fight Kasame and get bitched. Then we see Naruto with Kasame, he bitches him. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, bro, you know? So, it's absolutely buffoonery of what he's saying there.
Okay? No. That was only with a mental amp. He was thinking of Minato and Kushina at the time. He was thinking about all his friends that were dying in the war. If you reread the chapter or rewatch that fight, you will see clearly that Naruto was focused on saving his friends. Right? He wasn't like that before, right? The Raikage...
So, that's not... So, yeah, he's misconstruing and utilizing sophist tactics. And I'm also going to copy this chapter 2 so I don't forget. 412.
Wouldn't that just be true for the overall war anyway, though, as well? Like, even if we steel man his argument, like, Naruto knows what's at stake throughout this entire war.
Yeah.
When he maintained that, like, mental amp throughout the entire thing.
The whole time, yeah. He wouldn't just have it for one fucking moment. It's blatantly dishonest, so I'm actually going to tell you actually what occurred in this fight and what's actually going on. So, Tsunade sees Naruto, she's immediately sweating and basically saying, wow, Naruto's in control of the Nine Tails power, well done Naruto, incredible chakra. Naruto, and then Raikage's fine, he's not sweating, he's not worried, he's like, you oppose me and all this, whatever, blah, blah, like, and he's basically talking shit, yada, yada, okay? And then they have some dialogue or whatever. He's like, I will not let you pass. Naruto leaves and tries to make a move, right? Then Raikage is in V1, not even in V2. Otherwise, he would have killed Naruto immediately, okay? He's like, he can keep up with my Biju mode. He's actually impressed, okay? And he hits Naruto and he launches him back. And he's like, it's a very solid blow that could hurt somebody, okay? Now, remind you, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because he's showing when Raikage is hitting Naruto. Raikage is only in V1, and Naruto's only using a certain amount of speed here. And that's also stated verbatim. He's being very dishonest and misconstruing the events that are occurring. So look, he says right here, I'll force my way past you faster this time. So he's clearly using arbitrary levels of fucking speed. He has certain levels of speed within his KCM1's fucking mode. So the mode he was first originally using, even Sagetsu, Jugo, okay, even fucking Sasuke with 3 Tomo would also be able to tag Naruto at that first level of speed based upon the feats we see in 5 Kage-sama and Sasuke. Does that mean they're KCM 1 level as well? No. It's just Naruto holding back severely and using a certain level of speed. Now he says, I'll go faster or whatever, right? And then Raikage is still like matching him in speed and he still can't get past or whatever. He's like, wow, you're fast, old man Raikage. And then Tsunade's like, Nine Tails Chakra mode is able to match the Raikage's speed. Interesting. So now they're basically equal right here in this instance, okay? And basically like fucking the Raikage, like if you even go back to the 5 Kage Summit a moment, like Sagetsu's able to block, whatever, it went away. Jugo's able to react and block as well. But they're not able to like outspeed him or anything. The Raikage is more dominant the entire fucking time. And way over even in V1, okay? So meaning this Naruto, when he's using his second level of speed, okay, and now finally matching V1, he would also bully the fuck out of 3 Tomo Sasuke, Suigetsu, and Jugo. Sure, they might be able to react in a way, kind of do some form of like defense, but they're going to get overpowered and bitched eventually. And literally, like, that's just blatantly shown in the chapter. And I'll even just pull that up one more time. It was...
real fast while you find that. If I remember correctly, it's literally stated as well that by Naruto himself that he's still getting used to like the Nine Tails power.
Exactly. I mean, that was stated in what's it called when he fights Kasame originally. Remember, Dari already speed blitz Sasuke. Okay? You see all that. Raikage is in V1. He's also bloodlusted and wants to kill Sasuke as well. Okay? And Raikage was not able to speed blitz Sasuke. Okay? He had to use a Genjutsu and then try to speed blitz him. Okay? And Jugo, once he gets snapped out of the fucking Genjutsu, and Suigetsu, they finally go to help, whatever. They can deal whatever, yada yada, right? So they do have blatant feats to at least have reaction in combat, right? But then when Raikage gets more fucking serious and adding more juice, because he's kind of like using his team and feeling out the Taka team, basically it goes further, and we literally see Raikage slam. Like, look, he gets more bloodlusted. He's like, you need to learn your fucking place. Amps up his chakra further, and shits on Jugo. Look at him. They're even saying it. He's fast. Runs up. Jugo can only block, and I'm pretty sure you know this too, Ken. Blocking as a last resort is a general pattern of behavior when the other enemy person is way more faster than you. That's always what someone does in anime. When they can only block and then just take the full force of the blow and be launched away, 9 out of 10 times that's because their opponent is way faster. You know that too, right?
As a general rule of thumb, I wouldn't admit that as always, because there are definitely characters in like fiction who like to just show off. But that's not Jugo in this instance.
Yeah, exactly. And then Madara is another example. I'm not going to show it, but Madara, like when he's first brought back as alive, he literally like fucking moves at crazy speed, launches everyone back, speed blitzes Sai and like someone else, and then Naruto could only block in Sage mode. So when someone is normally blocking, sure, they can at least react and have combat speed to block, try to defend themselves in the attack, but they're clearly blatantly outmatched by speed. Just blatantly, okay? And then we literally see, like, Suigetsu trying to do an attack from behind. He's like, gotcha. He's even looking at him, and Dari can react to the attack. But you're telling me he can speed blitz the Raikage or Killer Bee? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, what we doing? And then look at Raikage. He's, like, 1 down. You know what I mean? Like, so, at the end of the day, and also, if you go back to Ken's argument, they're all fighting, right? So, meaning this Raikage is arguably stronger. And if that's the case, that would even disconnect all the chain scaling he's doing, because this Raikage would just be stronger. So there's that too. But even if we want to ignore that and be weird, okay, like, this is basically what's going. So this Sasuke would bully those motherfuckers along with this Raikage. Okay?
Well, that wasn't even, like, the A he's trying to compare, like, Jugen and them.
Yeah.
Like, Suigetsu and Jigen, like, that A wasn't moving at top speed. Like, this A is. So this A, like, even if we say, like, A himself doesn't get stronger, like, this A is just using all of his speed to fight this Naruto.
Yeah.
While he wasn't against them.
Exactly. So, like, you have that, and then he says there's no shinobi faster than me ever since the 4th Hokage died. He doesn't say Yellow Flash Minato joining Minato. He says ever since 4th Hokage Minato, meaning that would also include Minato, okay? And then he says we exchanged blows several times. A noble man, a fine shinobi never lived, right? Okay? And it goes from there, whatever. We go further. Okay? Then he says, I will kill you, or whatever. He's clearly at full power. He's bloodlusted, because that's how far he's willing to go in order to stop Naruto for the war. Tsunade is getting scared. She's dripping, whatever. She's, because she can't really do shit. She even says no. She clearly doesn't want this to happen, but not even she is fast enough to save Naruto. And Naruto would have got hit right here, okay? But then B has to move and does exactly what Suigetsu does in Jugo. Not focused on, B. He's focused on Naruto, so it gives him enough time to get it right there. And then has to use his partial transformation to block the attack. Not his base, partial, okay? So, blatantly showing not even this Killer B is on V1's level. in a certain regard. Like, he has to use that in order to survive the blow, okay? Or at least deal with it, in a sense, okay? And then we know this is a fact because when Killer Bee has his 1v1 moment with the Raikage's beating him up. He even, like, grabbed his tentacle and threw him and slammed him against Naruto. Like, he was just bullying them in V1 the whole time, you know? So, like, it's just, I don't know what more, you know, I have to fucking show, but I just wanted to show all this shit because I don't know what the fuck he's on about. Anyways, let's continue. Unless you have something to say, Ken.
Easily able to keep up with him, and this is stated multiple times. Also, Base B was shown knocking version 2 Raikage out of his lightning cloak. He
Oh my
matched his speed and overpowered the Raikage.
Bro, he's just trying so hard, dude. It's hilarious. I love it, though. I love it.
Weren't they aiming for each other at that point in time?
Literally, they were basically doing an arm wrestling moment to see who could win in a lariat battle. Because the whole point of the narrative was Raikage was always stronger and faster with the lariat, and Killer Bee had to keep up the whole time. Basically, that's also very debunkable. So I'm going to pull that up.
I mean, all that really means is, like, B hits harder than A with the lariat. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing there to suggest he's faster.
So I'm going to show this fight really quick, too. Mind you, this is Jonin Minato, not 4th Hokage, okay? He like, spams all his fucking shuriken. That's how fast he's moving, okay, whatever. And, like, they're fucking everywhere. Raikage tries to hit him. He speed blitzes him. He's like, I outdid my speed, okay? Then he goes back, speed blitzes him again, about to stab him in his fucking spine. And then, remember, he's focused on Raikage, not focused on B. You see a similar pattern? B has enough time, uses partial transformation to stop the attack and be fast enough, okay? So he does that. And then it goes from there, whatever, they're talking shit, you name it. Minato's basically just giving him, like, educational talk no jutsu. And then he goes, he speed blitzes him again. He even, like, would have killed B, but he stopped because he likes him. And he says, I can't fail. So he dodged his fastest attack again. And you can even see B's face. He has, like, a sweat on his face. He's very worried. You know what I mean? He clearly has concern. Okay? And then Raikage's pissed off, and he has a sweat in his face. He's like, grr, same thing for this guy. You know? Like, it's just, you know, I don't know what to fucking tell you. And then he's like, I'm going found of you, enemy. What's it called? You definitely got the moves of a killer shinobi. And then it shows, like, Killer B, he's like, so shall we stab each other to death by spike, whatever. You know, in a mutual strike. So, just showing all that, by the way. Okay? And then this Raikage still, like, hitting Naruto. It's like, God, you're fast, whatever. He just can't get past him, right? Then B tries to do a lariat. Look. He tries to do a lariat. Okay, Raikage is serious. He hits Raikage, and he's like, cut your shit out. And, like, he just hits him. Look at that. He bitches him, bro. And then he grabs him with the tail, and he's like, get that shit out of here, and bitches Naruto trying to move past him at full speed. But you're right. Killer B is equal to the Raikage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, what we doing? Like, you could argue some form of arbitrary, like, relativity, sure. But, like, even Raikage just tells him right here, he told you, your lariat won't work against me, right? And then he goes again, or whatever. And then basically what happens, they have a dialogue, okay? And then B gets, like, mentally amped for a moment, okay? Raikage amps up his lightning cloak to, like, max at a V1 or whatever. They're going. And you could even argue that maybe Raikage, like, is not trying to fully go because he doesn't want to, like, kill him or hurt him, you know, whatever. Regardless if you think he is going all out or not, you could just say Killer Bee at this moment had a mental amp, which is why he overpowered him for a moment. And there you go, right? Because it's an inconsistent moment. All the other consistency of feats before, he was getting bitched the whole time. So once again, Loco will cherry pick shit. He'll show this moment, okay, but he won't show all the other moments where the Raikage dealt with him effortlessly. It's dishonest, and I don't know why he continues to do that shit. And then, once again, to finalize this all, it gets even worse. Okay, I'm going to skip all this fucking dialogue. He hits B out of the way again. Alright. Hits him out of the way. He goes at full fucking speed. Look. His eyes, you can see now he's at V2. His hair is spiked up. This is his full power and full speed. B's like, bro's at top power. I can't believe he'd kill Naruto with a sweat. You know, whatever. Even Tsunade, okay, she's sweating and worried. They can't do shit now. It's all up to Naruto, and he's able to dodge it. And he says, I won't fail the exact same moment like Yellow Flash joning Minato. Exactly the same. And she even says, just like the Yellow Flash, referring to joning Minato. Like, I don't know what more to fucking tell you, bro. Like, it's just, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You know, he's like, you're the second to have ever outrun my fastest punch. Second. 2 people only have done it. Okay? So, I don't know. It's crazy. But now we continue since I debunked the fuck out of that. Unless you got something as well, Ken.
No, I do have nothing to say. The only thing I kind of want to say is it's weird how these people are, like, talking about, like, Minato and, like, how fast he is, but yet a lot of people sitting there acting like he's, like, this slow person.
Literally. You know? It's just crazy.
In base. And since base Sasuke was able to perception blitz a character that completely outsped both the Raikage and B, yes, Sasuke would scale to KCM 1 Naruto in speed.
Yeah, so we already debunked all of that. Once again, we showed Suigetsu and Jugo being able to blatantly have feats consistently and react to V1 Killer or Raikage, okay, and even Killer B in base. And then literally they get bitched by Killer B once they're going fully all out. Even Raikage, once he goes fully all out, he bitches Jugo immediately. So no, they do not scale to B fucking fully. They do not scale to V1 Raikage fully. They're not KCM 1 either, blatantly and clearly. And even fucking HEBI Sasuke is not that level either. Even Sasuke with 3 Tomo, okay? Like, he was the only one that was technically equal to Raikage because of the Sharingan. He was able to use his precog, he dodges and lands a Chidori. But that's it. Fucking Suigetsu and Jugo were not built like that. And then HEBI Sasuke is weaker than the Sasuke that is fighting this fucking Raikage as well. And once again, this is not V2 Raikage. It is V1 Raikage. So I don't understand where the fuck he's getting KCM 1 level at. That's just, I don't know. It's just fucking beyond me. That's absolutely crazy. And once again, Suigetsu and Jugo never blitzed the Raikage. I showed you all the fucking feats of them getting beat up and bitched the whole time. If they were a blitz tier above, they would be doing it over and over. And there wouldn't be a fight to begin with. So all that shit was debunked.
In one of my oldest videos, I claimed that
What's up?
If I remember correctly, there's even a statement from like Sasuke when he's getting the EMS where he literally states like he's getting stronger as well.
Yeah.
Like that EMS like goes to fight like alongside like KCM Naruto and that.
Exactly.
Sasuke was actually weaker than HEBI Sasuke despite having the Mangekyo, and this argument still holds up today. You see, when Sasuke and the rest of Taka fought B, Jugo actually states that Sasuke hadn't returned to his full power yet at that point in time. He was still fatigued and wounded from his
I'm glad he actually showed that.
fight with Itachi. He hadn't fully recovered yet. Also, you can argue that Sasuke didn't actually surpass his curse mark version 2 state until the 5 Kage Summit, which is supported by a statement from Karin. So yeah, even though B was kind of piecing up Sasuke, you can clearly see that they are still relative in speed throughout the entire fight. You see, Sasuke actually dodged version 1B's Lariat. At this point in time, Sasuke only had his base 3 Tomoe Sharingan active. He was not using the Mangekyo. So it's not completely outlandish to say HEBI Sasuke wouldn't be able to perform a similar feat, especially when he already...
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to.
All he did was aim dodge.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to. And the reason why is because Sasuke, once again, Taka Sasuke's fucking cracked, okay? He's gotten way more stronger. He's had many fights. Not even at full power, and he's still able to do all this. And he has the Sharingan, which is literally fucking precog, bro. If he didn't have a fucking Sharingan, he wouldn't be able to do that. As a matter of fact, he states verbatim, if he didn't have the Sharingan, he would have got killed. He actually states that in that fight. So, I don't care. That's even with the Gaara fight. It was the same exact shit. Gaara's in V2, and Sasuke says, if I didn't have these eyes, I would be dead. He's literally what Ken said, aim dodging, and then reacting accordingly, you know? So... like, that's, I don't give a fuck. That's just, I don't know. It's blatantly dishonest. Once again, there's no correlation with HEBI Sasuke, because HEBI Sasuke, okay, is nowhere near the likes of Sage 1 Naruto and Killer B and Raikage. Nowhere fucking near. Like, it's just not even the case whatsoever. It's absolutely a joke.
already scales to these KCM 1 levels of speed. Of course, both the Raikage and B are stated to move at the speed of light when they are performing their Lariat, which would just further upscale Sasuke. Of course, during the Third Great Shinobi War, base Jonin B actually outspeeds Minato. I've talked about this several times on my channel, When Minato teleports behind the Raikage, B's tentacle has to travel an extremely long distance to knock the Raikage out of the way to protect him. I could argue that Minato was perception blitzed in this instance due to the thought bubble that forms in his head, but all that matters is that Base B was able to outspeed Minato. However, Base 3 Tomoe Sharingan Sasuke is still able to react to and dodge attacks from version 1B. So even in base, it's very clear that Sasuke is above these KCM level characters like the Raikage, B, and Minato in terms of speed. This is further supported by the fact that B states that Sasuke was the strongest opponent he's ever faced, but you could always attribute this to the Amaterasu and the Mangekyo Sharingan and all that, but it's still worth noting. And
so that's actually not true.
He didn't say strongest, he said toughest.
Yeah, he said the toughest opponent I've ever fought. But either way, in the anime, he says Sasuke was his second toughest opponent, or it's either strongest or toughest opponent in the anime, but he says second, meaning Minato was still stronger and better. So, and that's Taka Sasuke, not HEBI Sasuke.
I know some of you are screaming at me like, actually, Minato can't lose to Sasuke because he killed 1,000 shinobi during the 3rd grade shinobi war. Like, bro, we've seen Sasuke do that in base before he even absorbed...
Those aren't ninja. They have no headbands. What the fuck? They're just random-ass, like, criminals and rogue people or some shit. And have some... Look, they have no headbands. They're not ninja. What are you on about? Those are, thousands of fodder-ass motherfuckers that we don't even know. Minato soloed a war and fought actual ninja from an actual country. That's like one of our people from the United States bodying Russia by himself, okay? What the fuck are you on about? This is a false equivalence. Like, that's crazy that he even showed that scan.
I'm pretty sure those are all just ninja that Orochimaru, like, kidnapped.
Or that too, yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't even know who they are, but like, fucking, that's not the same.
An entire army of shinobi without killing them at all. He didn't want to kill them. He left them all alive on purpose. It's actually insane that he was able to do all of this at such an early point in the series. And I'd like to remind all of you that I've only been talking about...
Kill Me would have did the same, but better and easier. Raikage, you name it, etc. Sugetsu as well, Jugo as well. I don't know what you're on about.
Like every
mentioned the curse mark, which is
every like a Akatsuki member is like stated to be worth like, what is it, like a small like country or something?
Yeah. All of them.
Like, that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean shit. It's absolutely baseless and stupid.
10 times beyond your normal physical abilities. And for those of you that don't believe that Sasuke is this strong, there's actually a databook statement that says that his power exceeds even that of the Akatsuki.
I knew it! I knew it, because if I was riding or being a sophist, I'd do this too.
It said that his godlike speed takes away the breath of the Akatsuki members. And that absolutely...
Just because a lot of people do this to, like, hype up the Sasuke. So, the thing that people, and I've said this to you before, that people don't, like, keep in mind with the data books, is the data books only give us information up to the point in time in which the data books are released. A good example of this is when it's talked about, like, Obito. Yeah. Like, all the way up into, like, the last data book, they call him, like, Madara or, like, the Masked Man or something like that. So when it comes to, like, this data book statement as it is, like, this is before, like, Itachi's, like, full powers, like, shown, like, pain and all that.
Yeah.
Like, this is before, like, A and them show up, so, like, this is just regarding to, like, the people we know. So, like, this means, like, what, it's, like, faster, like, what, Deidara?
Yeah.
Aksu, like, that's not that. Like, that's not KCM.
And that's a fair interpretation. And better yet, I would say this statement is blatantly contradicted and a hyperbolic, because what doesn't make any sense, literally in the scan that we see, it's showing like against Orange Mask Obito, yet he was still able to Kamui. He's fine, right? And he gets back up. Literally with this whole thing, it's in reference with the Deidara fight. That's what's showing in that manga scan right there in the data book. Deidara was also able to dodge it. This doesn't do shit. Like, Deidara had a full-on fight with the guy, bro. So, obviously, this statement's bullshit. Like, come on, bro. This is so bad.
No one stands
also, real fast.
Yeah.
See, let me look at this. Yeah, he doesn't actually show, like, the actual part of the, game where it says it. it's talking about like his speed and all that, but it literally just says like it just leaves like the Akatsuki like breathless. So it literally just means like, oh, they find it amazing as well. Like it's not saying like he's faster than them.
And there's facts, and there's this scan as well, guys. Ken sent this as well, where he said Naruto defeated Pain all by himself. He's like, that's right, he's becoming extremely strong. In fact, I think he's stronger than Sasuke right now, or whatever. And he's like, I don't care about that, whatever, blah blah. So there's that too. And Zetsu knows all the intel and abilities of the Akatsuki. He knows how strong they are, etc., etc. There's no reason for him to lie, yada yada. Stated verbatim. So no, all that scaling heavy that Loco's doing is absolutely outrageous. So
like even Sugetsu like finds that hard to believe.
Yeah.
They confront him. So according to this statement, HEBI Sasuke should be stronger and faster than any member of the Akatsuki, which is consistent because most of them scale to around the KCM 1 level of speed, and we've already proven
you hear that Sasuke's faster than Akatsuki.
That's funny. Hey, you wanna know what's funny though? You know what's hilarious about this shit? It's like, okay, well, you know, if that was the case, then why did Itachi still beat Sasuke? You know what I mean? Just saying, why did he still beat him and then left him alive? Just saying, if he really was. And that was sick Itachi, remind you. Okay? Like, just saying, you know, why did he struggle to Deidara that's nowhere near Itachi and all these other motherfuckers, okay, and got no diff by Itachi? Where's the question? Okay? And then most
Man was afraid of Orochimaru.
Literally. And then not only that, this is also stated verbatim, but Sasuke lost to a deathbed Orochimaru, okay? Deathbed Orochimaru. Orochimaru beat him, paralyzed him, could have killed him, but the only reason why he did it is because he wanted his body, and he underestimated Sasuke, and Sasuke was able to overpower him with his willpower with his Sharingan, and reflect the technique, and was able to absorb him instead. So, basically what I'm getting at, okay, Sasuke would have been killed right there and then by the weakest Orochimaru we've ever seen, okay? And which is sad because that means even Four Tails Naruto is stronger than Sasuke, okay? Because Four Tails Naruto had a very high competitive fight against Orochimaru, a stronger Orochimaru, remind you, okay? And was shitting on Orochimaru as well. So, if Sasuke's not even stronger than Four Tails Naruto and not even stronger than the Sannin, and Sasuke also says it himself verbatim, I only beat Orochimaru because he was sick, okay? Sugetsu also says that as well. Like, bro, what is this man on about? What is he on about, bro? Like, it's crazy.
So, like, Itachi must be significantly stronger than Sasuke since he was holding back throughout their entire fight. But I'm not going to downplay Itachi in this fight. I definitely agree with that interpretation. But a lot of people take Obito's statement way out of context. They act like Itachi could have killed Sasuke at any point in time. I just don't agree with that at all. If Itachi had used his Susanoo from the very beginning...
What about when he was...
He literally could have.
Literally, like... What about when he's under Tsukiyomi? You know what I mean? When he's, like, just standing there. Can't move, nothing. He could have killed him right there. You know what I mean? What about when he's in Susanoo? Could have Totsuka blade him right there and then. Instead, he decides to no diff Orochimaru. What are we on about right now? He could have killed Sasuke, and what does he do? He pokes his fucking head and says, next time, Sasuke, forgive me. Like, but you're right. Like,
there's literally a moment within that fight where Sugetsu, like, not Sugetsu, Setsu is watching this fight, and he watches Itachi get hit.
Yeah.
And Setsu's like, why is he, what's going on? Like, Itachi should have easily been able to dodge it.
Literally. And then, also, I forgot to mention this too, Raikage only goes full power in V2 when Sasuke activates his MS. And that's when he goes full speed, and he's blatantly outspeeding him. Like, just perception blitzing him, you name it. And Sasuke's jutsu activation was the only thing that could keep up. Not his body or anything like that. So, that's another thing I also want to put out here, which is far superior than HEBI, Sasuke, whatever you name it, etc. Like, jutsu activation and Amaterasu, all that is literally a tier above HEBI Sasuke. HEBI Sasuke also gets blitzed by Amaterasu as well in the Itachi fight, just saying. And what I'm also going to show, let me get this for you guys too. That shit is just, that's hilarious. Like, at this point, I just can't really take Loco seriously anymore in scaling because he's clearly just fucking trolling. I know he doesn't believe in this shit and he's just doing it for business and he wants to make the bag and he wants the shock value, but that's just absurd, bro. insane. We find this to take his eyes type vibes, but obviously Itachi didn't want to take his fucking eyes. But that's what Sasuke thought of why he was turning it off. And that Sasuke is the one that says it, that he'll turn it off because he wants my eyes. So, okay, let me get this through. What chapter do they
He also intentionally, like, was slow on the draw with his Amaterasu as well. So, like, there's a part in the fight where, like, Itachi makes it look like he has to, like, cast, like, hand signs to use Amaterasu, which gave, like, Sasuke time to, like, react. But then later we see, like, he just aimed to, like, cast it from his eye with no problem.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the fight. I know it's, like, between when Jiraiya's having all his shit with pain as well. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's after the Jiraiya fight, yep. Okay, so this is the Sasuke versus Itachi fight, okay? And I'm going to say this for context. Itachi fought Kasame before getting here and sent a shadow clone to fight Naruto and Sasuke as well before, and then has this full fight. So he's not even at full power, by the way. And he also has Chia AIDS and is almost blind. So they start having a shuriken battle, whatever. They go, okay? Right here. This is just how blatantly, definitively Itachi could have killed him at any point in time. He says verbatim, he was able to weave signs for a shadow doppelganger. He perception blitzed 3 Tomo Sasuke with, and this is pre-absorbed with Orochimaru as well, by the way. The same feat that Itachi did to Kakashi in part 1. Blatantly perception blitzed him because of how fast he was. But you're right, Heavy Sasuke is on Itachi's level. Okay, he's KCM 1 level now. Alright, whatever, they're going, you name it. Then Itachi starts holding back, he's just pressing him in the fight, yada yada yada, okay? He does Tsukiyomi. He's shitting on him now. He could have killed him at this point in time, but he allows Sasuke to get out. So that happens as well. I'm just going to skip because it's not relevant. For someone that's superior to the Akatsuki and faster than KCM 1, you name it, I love how a sick Itachi can keep up and fight while holding back. You know what I mean? It's perfectly fine. If he was way faster and superior in all this shit, Itachi would be dead. So, just saying.
He literally reacts to, like, Sasuke's fastest jutsu.
Yeah, he even reacts to Karen, which is faster than Sasuke's body speed. But, you know, you're right, Loco. You know, Sasuke's that guy, right? You know? But then, look, he even does that. Does a fire style. His wing is all fucked up and bleeding from the fire style. They both are exchanging jutsus, fighting, whatever you name it. Does a Amaterasu. This is when he gets blitzed by Amaterasu. So right here, gets blitzed by it. Gets utterly blitzed.
Yeah, he did turn it off.
Yep, he turns it off. Because look, he's burning. And then he turns it off. And then he does substitution. And then you can even see Itachi's face where he was worried. Look, he's even worried. He kneels down, and you can see the look on his face. He's like, did I overdo it? Because until he unleashes the Amaterasu, I can't use the art of substitution. So,
yeah, so like, Sasuke's, like, literally admitting he has no way out of that Amaterasu.
Yep. Amaterasu is the ultimate win con. So, meaning Taka Sasuke also wins, meaning V2 Raikage would speed blitz this motherfucker, and also Naruto. And you guys may be on about, okay? Why would you say that, Batman? I don't understand. Here, I'll show you why. I got you. So, literally, I'll show it right now. Okay. Then we have the moment where Sasuke uses his precog again. This is kind of like what Sasuke did to Killer Bee when he's like in V1. You know what I mean? Same exact thing. Dodges the V1 Raikage's attack. Then he like basically picks him up. Darui and Sagetsu are still fighting the entire time, by the way. The whole time. He goes to kill Sasuke. Sasuke does Susanoo. So meaning Sasuke would have lost to V1 Raikage, by the way, if he didn't have Susanoo. Then he sees Mangekyo. He's like, okay, goes V2. His hair's going up and everything, spiky now, just like what we saw when he's fighting against KCM with Naruto and whatnot. Now he's at full power. Yep, he even says it right here verbatim. Then now he's going to use a teleportation jutsu. And she's freaking out. Raikage's chakra is so high right now, he's at Biju level. So now he's at full power. Sasuke tries to blitz him with a Mataratsu. What does he do? Look at this. What does he do? Gone. Gone. Dodges that shit. What happened to Sasuke? Let's look at this again. He admits it verbatim himself. Until he releases a Mataratsu, I can't use substitution. Even this right here. Look at it. He gets blitzed. So, Ken, I'm going to ask you a kindergarten question or a first grade question. Okay? How the fuck are you faster than KCM1 speed or are KCM1 speed if you can't dodge a Mataratsu with Orochimaru inside of you?
Don't say it like that. It sounds weird.
Okay. Without the Orochimaru thing then. Can you, just from these 2 feats, bro, what do you think from that? Like, if you've never seen Naruto, you know what I mean? Who do you think's faster? HEBI Sasuke or Raikage?
I would say Raikage is probably faster.
Right? You know, I feel like it's simple fucking math, you know, or, you know, is Sasuke KCM speed? Is he? Could he dodge the Mataratsu like Raikage? No! Like,
that poor man. He didn't do nothing.
This fucking guy. He's like, he gets hit by it wasn't even for him, bro. He gets fucked up. Oh, that shit's funny. And just to make the look, and then Raikage blitzes him. Look at Sasuke. He's lost. Stronger than HEBI Sasuke, remind you, right? Lost in the sauce.
That's not even Raikage's fastest hit either.
Literally. He's like going for a lateral bolt, like a fucking, what the fuck you call that? A chop? Yeah. And he has no idea where Raikage, he's lost. Look at him. Looking the other way. But he can sense him, and so then he does a Mataratsu, and his jutsu is only fast enough. Not his body or his head or his eyes, only his jutsu, which would be Susanoo and a Mataratsu. And right here, she even says it. Nothing can match the Raikage's teleportation speed. If you can't keep up and defend yourself with an intangible shield, he can't be reckless. Do a reckless attack against Sasuke, right? And then he says like, wow, he does that. He's like, he's even better than Itachi with a Mataratsu. Because that's Sasuke's other ability. It's not Tsukiyomi. It's manipulating a Mataratsu. And then Raikage just still chops through and goes through the Susanoo and hits his ass and makes him cough blood. Like,
no chill.
Literally, he didn't give a fuck. He said, fuck my arm. I don't care. I'll either get a robot arm or I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? So, like,
he's just going to use the Hashirama cells, man.
You know, and then Kankuro takes this guy, like, he helps the dude that did nothing wrong and he saved him. Like, so, at the end of the day, I feel like I've provided an abundance of evidence to blatantly debunk Loco, okay? And I'll say this. I will only debate Loco on this topic in particular, and I will utterly no-diff and slam this buffoon. Because at the end of the day, with everything that I've just basically demonstrated, HEBI Sasuke is clearly not KCM1 in speed. He clearly has his limits, and that is even with the absorption of Orochimaru, arguably who should make him more stronger, right? And things like that. Can't even dodge a Mataratsu. And getting blitzed by Itachi and all this other shit, yada, yada, yada. And clearly only equal, okay, to V1 Raikage, and that's because of having the Sharingan, okay? So, I don't want to fucking hear it. And mind you, that's also to a level of speed that the Raikage is, that's only to a certain level of speed that the Raikage is using. So, I'm just putting all this out there. And then once again, to even disconnect his chain skilling as well, just like what Ken said, with everyone getting stronger through time, or even fighting, whatever, the Raikage at that point in time is arguably stronger, meaning you cannot even connect those dots either. Just saying. So anyways.
And shot Amaterasu like all across the battlefield, like trying to kill Sasuke, then yeah, sure, he'd probably be dead, you know? But we can definitely agree that they're still relative in strength and speed at the very least. Especially because Sasuke performed very well during that fight. He broke out of Tsukuyomi,
Not really.
and no one else in this series has ever been able to break out of Itachi's
It's also not true. I'm not going to debunk that, but it's not true. He didn't break out of Tsukuyomi.
Jutsu. Once again,
Itachi literally let him out. Obito says it verbatim, you name it, etc.
Oh, Itachi let him do all
And
that.
there's verbatim statements of once you're hit by Tsukuyomi, you cannot break out of it. That's why it's an automatic win con. Now, you can resist Tsukuyomi, but you can't break out of it.
To, like, address all that. Like, you gotta hear this.
Oh my god, here we go.
He had to put up the facade and trick Sasuke, but it's actually stated in the data books that Sasuke broke out of Tsukuyomi with his master.
Right there, he's actually debunking himself. If you actually read that, it says, is it because of his deep hatred towards his brother? Whatever. It literally, it's putting it into question of how he even did it in the first place. It doesn't say it is, okay? It's saying, is it because Sasuke's hatred? Meaning, it's question, okay? Meaning, how did he do it, right? Why? Itachi let him fucking get out. So, just saying. Alright, and then once again, Obito says it verbatim. Kakashi says it verbatim that you cannot get out of Tsukuyomi. Itachi says verbatim you cannot get out of it. And Naruto and KCM during the war arc fighting against Nagato and Itachi says if you get hit by Tsukuyomi, you're done for. Even he says you can't get out of it. And mind you, that's even worse because he's a perfect Jinchuriki, and they basically are our ultimate counter to Genjutsu. The reason why you can't get out of Tsukuyomi is because it's a hack's Genjutsu. It literally manipulates space and time and something else as well itself. And can fuck you up in a picosecond, okay? And it can either kill you or give you psychological damage to put you into a coma. And by the time you even know you were even hit, it's too late, meaning you don't have the ability to even defend yourself. That is why it's a hack's MS Genjutsu, and that is why you cannot get out of it. It's too late. No, none of those characters are even on the level of that speed, okay? Like a picosecond is thousands and thousands and thousands of times over the speed of light.
Use of the Sharingan. There's also several statements from Zetsu that would support this. As a matter of fact, if Itachi didn't have the Susanoo, he would be dead, right? Kirin would have killed him most definitely. There's nothing else Itachi would have been
obviously. Nobody's arguing that.
Able to do in that situation. Especially when Kirin is stated to move at the speed of light in the day.
Like, the big problem with that being...
That's also wrong.
That, like, if it hadn't been for, like... Sorry. But if it hadn't been for, like, the fact that Itachi, like, literally wasn't trying to kill Sasuke, like, it's questionable if Sasuke could have even gotten to that point anyway.
And it wouldn't have. He would have got killed instantly. Because once again, Itachi is actually the only one that could speed blitz Sasuke. He perception blitzes him. If you can perception blitz someone, that means they can't see you, and that means you could just run up and kill them. That's how that goes. So, right here, okay... I'm going to put this through.
Also, I disagree with the Susanoo thing as well. I think even if Itachi hadn't had the Susanoo, I think Itachi would have been fine.
Yeah, you could argue he could use his chakra to increase his durability, and maybe he still would have been alive. That's fair, too.
No. Is it because he knows about Izanami and Izanagi?
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't here. Oh, yeah, he has Izanagi. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so he could just... Yeah, he could get out of jail free card. Yeah, you're right. All right, but anyways, so, look, he's like this. He's like, do you really whatever? It only lasts an instant, just like a Amaterasu. It cannot be blocked or invaded. Whatever, right? Okay. So he does it.
Then he blocks it?
Yeah, then he blocks it. And then Zetsu's like, no one can invade it like Amaterasu. So, mind you, Amaterasu has like that same hyperbolic, whatever. Like, it's so fast you can't block, which... The reason why they're saying that, they're not saying that, like, literally, like, no matter what, you can't. Because it's blatantly, obviously, contradicting. You could debunk that with Raikage and even Itachi, obviously, contradicting it. The reason why it's emphasizing that is because most characters are not fast enough to react to these things, and they get killed. Unless you're built different, like Itachi, Raikage, Minato, etc., and Naruto, okay? And so, when he does Kirin, alright, he brings it out, whatever... Okay, right here. Remember, you know how he said it's faster than the speed of light? Also bullshit. Once again, data books are hyperbolic, and data books, there's context, etc., and there's many reasons of what the statements could be. You just don't fucking know, and unless you substantiate that evidence, that's how you can prove the higher possibility of what it actually is fucking saying. This is blatantly hyperbolic. Why? Because the manga says verbatim, just as I thought, which is why it cannot be evaded. Why not? The speed of lightning is 1,000th of a second. It's faster than sound. Does he say faster than the speed of light? No. And that's further substantiated and concretely proven because we know the Raikage with the lariat of going full power is the speed of light. And we know fucking Minato is also at the speed of light along with KCM Naruto. All those motherfuckers are in the speed of light category, which is way beyond the faster than the speed of sound. Okay? So, like, Kishimoto blatantly describing how fast Kirin is. And what does... So you could also say a Mataratsu is also this fast too if you want, because they say it's just like a Mataratsu. You know, I don't... that's up to you however you want to take that. But either way, it goes, whatever, you name it. He blocks it with Susanoo. He's like, if I hadn't had this, I would have been dead. Okay? He's like, you really have gotten stronger, Sasuke. Okay? So, he blocked it. It can be blocked and it can be dodged. And even if we like say Kirin or Amaterasu is as fast as Kirin, which I'm gonna be honest, I think Amaterasu is faster, but that's just me. But even if you say they're not, okay, it doesn't matter because if Raikage can dodge Amaterasu, that means he could dodge Kirin. Same thing for Minato, same thing for Naruto. And at the end of the day, they would just be so much faster, they would speed blitz Sasuke and kill him. So, once again, Loco has no idea what he's doing. This is a joke.
Also, not many people talk about this, but Kirin definitely broke through Itachi's Susanoo. I'd actually say you can make a pretty good argument that Kirin actually knocked out Itachi. Bro was face down, ass up for a good like 30 seconds. Like, why would he fake putting down his Susanoo and then just lay there for a while, you know?
There's no evidence to prove he broke through the Susanoo or did what he's saying. He's not even baseless.
And then he just eventually comes back.
I think what really happened...
Yeah.
Because it's literally stated by Sasuke, and if you can find scan for this, it'd be great. If not, having the Susanoo up feels like every single cell in his body is like being like ripped apart. So I think like what happened was like the combination of like the Susanoo being up and the back force from the lightning hitting the Susanoo is what like did the real damage. I don't think the lightning broke through.
Gotcha.
That you envisioned for me, but like if his Susanoo could take that blast, why didn't it? It makes no sense. It doesn't hurt the narrative that was going on about Itachi trying to fool Sasuke. Like, it doesn't do any of that. It doesn't make sense. Like, the only actual interpretation there would be that Itachi got knocked out by the Kirin blast and his Susanoo was destroyed in the process. Especially because Itachi was kind of shitting his pants when he saw Kirin. He was incredibly surprised.
How does that show he's shitting his pants? It's just an exclamation mark. He's like, oh, okay, lightning. And that's it.
He looks very calm for someone who's shitting his pants.
That's what I'm saying. You want to see an example of when someone's fucking shitting their pants? I'll show you a fucking example, you fucking weirdo. There's many, many examples, actually. But I can show you an easy example. I got you, bro. And even if you are shitting your pants, still doesn't really prove anything because there's still characters that can shit their pants and still fight against their opponent. But I'll show you an exact example. Is this a good example of someone shitting their pants?
Yeah.
He has sweat. He's yelling, confused. Hey, 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 no way. That's an example. Okay, of someone shitting their fucking pants. What the fuck are you on about? And in part 1, Kakashi against Orochimaru, that is an example of shitting your pants. Zabuza to Naruto and Sasuke, that is an example of shitting your pants. What crack are you on?
Even Black and White Zen might be the only thing that can destroy an armored Susanoo in the entire series. Of course, that's assuming...
Not even gonna respond to that.
Itachi did use his armored Susanoo.
The only thing yet, Raikage literally does that.
Could have just done the rib cage or whatever, but it's still food for thought.
Do your homework,
now,
Loco.
A lot of people...
You know, for someone that has 2,000 subs, bro, and is trying to eventually make this into making a living on, do your fucking homework properly.
people like to downplay Sasuke. That's saying
like, it's
that
one thing to give subjective opinions of this or even things that are contentious, controversial. That's fine. I'm not even arguing that. But if you're going to say the only one that can break is Susanoo, which for one, you didn't prove that. There's nothing to show it broke through. It's statements or visual, nothing. Raikage is the only one to actually be shown to definitively and concretely break through a Susanoo. The only one.
Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke from the War Arc is weaker
than... and Tsunade. My bad, I forgot. Tsunade too, you know? So once again, do your fucking homework. If you're going to make a claim that no one else can do that, you're on crack.
Maru, based off a statement that Suigetsu makes. Now, I recently found out that this was a mistranslation. I had someone I know actually give me the real interpretation for it, and it's nothing like the original. It says nothing about Sasuke just surpassing Orochimaru. It's very, very different. Suigetsu also doesn't know what he's talking about. He's never seen.
Yeah. I don't like it when people see a translation they don't like, so they go, nah, that's the wrong one. This is the real one that's real, and it just happens to support what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'll do it because they know...
I hate it when people do that.
Yeah, they're arguing with Kishimoto, which you can't do that. And two, and then this is Ken Rock saying disease is eating him away from the inside. He knew he was short on time. He pumped up himself full of all kinds of medicine to keep himself alive, by the way. So that's blatantly and easily debunkable. I'm just going to show this really quick for you guys. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, but it's just another sophist and, like, ratty way of people doing it. If they don't like the proper and official translation, they'll get butthurt, because if it does, especially if it doesn't fit their narrative. So right here it just says, if you go to the official Naruto website, manga translation and publishing roles, basically the way it works, let me just actually max this out as well so you guys can see it. Here they have the translator, the letterer, the editor, in charge of translating, in charge of lettering, replace things like dialogue, whatever, blah blah, charge for spelling errors, sentence order, etc. Okay, and they say, as you can guess, translate handles the English translation, etc., whatever, right? And that's basically what you have. This is professionals hired by Kishimoto. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be more inclined to take a professional's translation over your fan-made fucking translation, or even over you using whatever fucking system to translate language that could inherently have error or be incorrect. Okay? I don't give a fuck.
Also, that's a three-man team. Like, they can, like, correct each other when one's wrong.
Exactly. So, at the end of the day, you're just butthurt because other verbatim statements blatantly contradict the scaling you're trying to provide and showing that you're clearly providing a false narrative. Okay? And yeah, and thank you for reminding me of those statements. There's statements in the War Arc where they say EMS Sasuke finally surpassed Orochimaru. And then there's also statements of, that's when Suigetsu also says, you only beat him because you were sick, okay? Even he thought, like, fucking EMS Sasuke wasn't going to be enough for whatever reason, okay? And then Sasuke, while with pre-absorbed Orochimaru, it was either before or when he had it, he said he only beat Orochimaru because he was sick. So I don't know what the fuck he's on about. So what, you telling me multiple verbatim translation statements are just wrong now because you don't like them? Like, yeah, good luck proving that.
Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke fight before, and the entire narrative and context of the scene just doesn't work with the agenda some of these people are trying to push. Second of all, I'd like to make it very clear that even HEBI Sasuke is stronger than Orochimaru. A lot of people like to use that one interaction between Karin and Sasuke after his fight with Deidara, where Karin calls him pitiful and that she can't believe he's the one that defeated Orochimaru. And then Sasuke follows up to this by saying he wouldn't have been able to defeat Orochimaru if he wasn't sick. Obviously, Sasuke is referring to himself prior to absorbing Orochimaru, and it's very clearly shown that he does get a power boost after gaining his abilities. This is proven when Sasuke says to Naruto that neither he nor Orochimaru are strong enough to take down Itachi. However, as soon as he absorbs Orochimaru and assembles his team, he goes straight for Itachi. And it's not like he was planning to have HEBI jump Itachi all at once. He actually makes this clear and states that his plan from the very beginning was to take down Itachi 1v1. So, yeah, Sasuke is very confident that he can solo Itachi after gaining a...
Yeah. See, the problem with this is Sasuke's just wrong. Yeah. Because it's not the first time Sasuke's come at Itachi, like, confident. Like, he did it at the beginning of part 1.
No.
And even then, like, another thing that I want to point out, because he says, like, Sasuke's talking about, like, the version of him before he absorbed Orochimaru.
Hmm.
But Karin specifically is talking about this Sasuke.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just blatantly how it is. And then not only that, it still applies because Sasuke was not able to beat Itachi during that fight. And then Orochimaru is telling him over and over, use my power, you can't beat him without it. And he gives in and uses Orochimaru's power and allows him to take over. So, Ken's correct, you know what I mean? Like, Sasuke, even with pre-absorbed Orochimaru, was still not enough. And not on Sannin tier level. And once again, I'll even show this, he lost to Orochimaru. He straight up loses the fight. Like, it's like this guy did not read fucking Naruto. I don't understand. I will literally show that. You find the fucking chapter, though. I think it's here, yeah. No. It's been after he fought Datara. Yeah, it's here. Here we go. So, he goes in the room, Orochimaru on his deathbed, at the weakest we've ever seen him. He blocks an attack and moves it away. Because Sasuke was trying to do it at his fucking head or throat, probably. He says, I'm stronger than you. He's like, so at this point, I really don't see a reason to hand over my body to you. Orochimaru's still talking shit, a bold statement from a nursing Uchiha, whatever. They talk shit, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Okay, let me get this through. Wait, actually...
Keep in mind, this is also a Sasuke that knows, like, Orochimaru's, like, desperate, like, near, like, death.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't say that when Orochimaru's at full power or you name it. He's saying that when he's at his fucking deathbed and needs to take a body, otherwise he's gonna die. Then he goes to attack Orochimaru. Orochimaru can still react, okay? Mind you, not even at full power. They're fighting, whatever. Sasuke is reacting accordingly. He's also using CM1 as well the whole time. He wasn't just in base. Then he has to go to CM2 when Orochimaru's at his weakest, remind you. Not even at full power. Not even in his next transformation. Still has to go full power for him, bro. Otherwise, he would have got fucked up by all the attacks that... He basically would have got speed blitzed by Orochimaru if he didn't go CM2. Well, technically he still does, but he breaks out of it with power. So, keep that in mind. He's literally getting bitched already by Orochimaru. And he has to go to CM2 to deal with the attacks. And then he fights Orochimaru, wins whatever encounter they had off screen. But then, okay, he can't move and he's paralyzed and gets Orochimaru outthinked him. And he said, the body fluids of the great serpent will evaporate the moment they're exposed to air. Ugh, excuse me. They have a numbing effect, and I am immortal, you cannot kill me. Okay? Then he literally, like, Sasuke is paralyzed, he can't do anything. He can't do anything. All Orochimaru had to do was just slice his fucking throat, dead. Because he's not Orochimaru, can fucking heal with the power of the great white snake. So, the weakest Orochimaru, remind you, could have killed Sasuke. Just saying, okay? And it's even worse, because if you guys seen the whole fight with Four Tails Naruto going against a stronger Orochimaru, you have all that too. I don't need to show that either. So, at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. And we already proved that it is referring to even HEBI Sasuke. And at the end of the day, if you just watch the fucking fight of Itachi versus Sasuke, Itachi was clearly still superior to him. And all the abundance of narrative verbatim statements by Obito.
Orochimaru's powers. Many people try to claim that Sasuke only gained Orochimaru's abilities and didn't get any added strength or speed buffs from this.
And that is also fair too, because there's nothing to actually substantiate or add to the fact that his stats increased from that. There's nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know what to fucking tell you. There's nothing to support that. The only thing we know bare minimum is he has faster healing, definitively, objectively. Like, what we objectively know, that he has faster healing, okay, and he also has Orochimaru's, like, substitution and other snake moves now, right? Subjectively, though...
I don't even think he got, like, Orochimaru's chakra.
Yeah.
We know Orochimaru can like spam like that, like snake, that substitution.
Yeah.
But like Sasuke, like it takes almost all of his.
Yeah, literally. Oh yeah, he even says it too. Yeah, like Orochimaru can spam that shit while Sasuke can only do it once. Exactly. And then it gets even worse to where subjectively you can argue interpretations all fucking day, every day, whether if it's a stat boost, this, or this. But we don't fucking know, and that's just going to be equal interpretation at the end of the fucking day. What we do know, okay, is he has faster healing now, but it's still nowhere near as fast as Orochimaru. And he can do some snake techniques like Orochimaru, but it takes way more of a toll on his body than Orochimaru. Orochimaru is still superior. Now, mind you, that's referring to Orochimaru that had his arms still sealed from the Reaper Death Seal, okay? And all that shit, whatever you name it. So, once again, this Sasuke, he is not Soning level. He's trash. Garbage. He's not KCM 1 level. He is garbage. He is superior than the majority of almost everyone in early Shippuden except for Soning and above. I don't want to hear it.
This is directly contradicted by the data books, which state that...
And when I say majority of everyone, that is Kakasu, Deidara, Hidan, Naruto, Kakashi, etc., you get the fucking picture.
Factor is only a bonus. It makes it very clear that these abilities are just an extra perk of having Orochimaru inside of him, but they're not the real deal. They're only...
So, I'm not actually going to read that. So, from the moment Orochimaru sees Sasuke by whatever, blah, blah, okay, cool. Yep. Yep, yeah, it's a recovery of healing. Yep, yeah, that's what I was referring to. Okay, and?
Only in addition to his other powers that he gained from Orochimaru. So yeah, you can claim that Sasuke from the very beginning of Shippuden would still be weaker than Part 1 Orochimaru, and I'm fine with that, right? I don't care about that. But after...
So then that debunks KCM! What are you on about? like, he just conceded now, bro. Like, if you think he's not stronger than fucking Soning, then how is that above KCM or Raikage or Minato? So what, Orochimaru is now stronger than Minato and Raikage and fucking... and KCM Naruto? Like, this guy's on crack, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's on about. Like, full power Part 1 Orochimaru lost to Old Man Hiruzen. Old Man Hiruzen lost to Minato in a 2v1 fight in the game, if you want to take that as well, which is also canon, by the way, but I'm not going to get into that. But he lost to Minato during the Nine Tails incident where he's even younger, okay, to where he was superior than the Soning. Okay, he was like, I think 10 years younger. Literally fucking, he's begging for Minato to save the day. He's like trying to fight the Nine Tails, whatever. He's like, Minato, where are you? We need you, whatever. Then Minato comes, is the only one that can deal with the Nine Tails, and then also fights Obito. Like, Hiruzen's also below Minato, which would be below Naruto, which also would be below fucking Raikage, etc., etc. I don't know what the fuck this guy is on about right now. He literally just conceded, and that debunks everything he just did for the past 10 fucking minutes.
After absorbing Orochimaru, he is clearly one of the strongest and fastest characters in the first half of Shippuden. Bro was actually running through the entire Akatsuki. First Orochimaru, then Deidara, and finally Itachi. He must have gotten a kill streak off of that or something. Speaking of Deidara, Sasuke really displayed...
And another thing I contradicted too, Itachi folded Orochimaru, Part 1, right, remind you, and folded fucking Deidara, and that's who Sasuke's struggling with. Sasuke, HEBI Sasuke, has a full-on high-diff fight with Deidara. Itachi no-diff Deidara. Itachi no-diff Orochimaru. So once again, how the fuck does this Sasuke scale to Itachi and all that shit? And how the fuck does he scale to KCM and all that shit? Like, this man is an idiot.
So the way I see it, Sasori and Orochimaru both believe that they could kill each other. So we can say, like, comfortable, like, they're relative to each other.
Yeah.
And we know that Deidara, like, admits, like, inferiority to Sasori, who, like, Sasuke's just, like...
Yeah. Yeah, Deidara says it verbatim. He says that, fucking Sasori is more than likely stronger than me. You should go after him instead of me. Yeah. And then another thing, too, you can hear me, right, Ken?
Yep.
Okay, another thing, too, we actually see Sasori fight Orochimaru in the game, which is also canon, by the way, and it was just a stalemate. And in the manga and the anime, it's also implied that there would have been a fight applying some form of relativity or equal scaling, because literally fucking Orochimaru and Kabuto were supposed to meet Sasori, but instead they met, you know, Yamato and Team 7, okay? So there's that as well, which just gives the implication they were going to fight right there and then. And in the anime only, Sasori and Deidara tried to kill Orochimaru at one of his hideouts, and Orochimaru fights both of them at the same time in stalemates with his Edo Tensei. So, I don't know what to fucking tell you, but you know, there's that. So,
there's also literally a moment in the manga.
Yeah.
This is when I almost said Itachi. Sasori and Data are both Edos.
Yeah.
And Sasori literally looks at Data and says, "Hey, I'll kill you." And this is Sasori with like out of pups or anything. Like Data's only response is, "We're already dead."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even disagree. Like Sasori without his puppets could even like kill him.
No, exactly. Like, it's just, I don't know what to fucking tell you, bro. So, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And then, most importantly, at the end of the day, you know, like, this is just a joke of a topic and easily debunkable. But, you know, that's just what you're working with, guys. Like, it's blatantly clear. There's so many contradictions, an abundance of evidence to the contrary. This man is on crack, bro.
Intelligence during that fight. I've always said that Sasuke's fight with Data is one of my favorite fights in the entire series, just based off of the IQ battle that was going on right there. Sasuke and Data.
Yeah, and debunks all of your scaling, because Data is not KCM 1 level.
To outsmart
and nowhere near B and Raikage and Minato, Itachi, and all that shit, you name it.
Each other throughout the entire fight. It was a very intellectual battle, and it really showcased Sasuke's intelligence at that point in time. Of course, Sasuke was also able to tank a C2 bomb from Deidara straight to the face. Deidara is the same guy that soloed the
It's also not true. He lost a fucking wing. What are you talking about, bro?
Tails with some of his weakest bombs, right? And Sasuke's out here tanking those same bombs.
He lost a wing!
Durability above a tail.
What you mean, bro?
Sasuke was definitely the strongest character in the series at that point in time, because even Kurama...
And we don't know what bombs Deidara used to take out the Three Tails. For all we know, he could have used the bomb he dropped in the Sand Village, or fucking he could have done like a bigger one. We don't fucking know. We have no idea. It's an off-screen fucking victory.
Base Sasuke to Madara before he even absorbed Orochimaru. He states that Sasuke's Vile Chakra and his ocular powers remind him of Madara. Does this mean that base Sasuke is stronger than Madara? Probably not, but I still like to think that he is anyways. It's still a very impressive statement coming from Kurama. Also, Sasuke corroded Orochimaru's mind with his pure willpower alone, and it's stated several times that that is Orochimaru's inner dimension. It's stated to be a universe, so I don't know, man. You could also put HEBI Sasuke at universal. Hey, I'm just saying. So in conclusion, HEBI Sasuke is incredibly strong, and I personally think there's only a few characters that he would lose to in the first half of Shippuden. Of course, they would be like Itachi, B, and maybe Orange Mask Obito just because of the Kamui, but he would definitely be able to clear everyone else. Yes, I'm talking about Pain, every other member of the Akatsuki, probably even Sage Naruto too, if you give him the benefit of the doubt. But more importantly, I want to thank you guys one more time. Hitting 2K is a very big deal, and I look forward to growing this channel with you.
Okay, so, for one, disliking the video because it's fucking ass, but now we can finally summarize this video. So back to the whole Pain thing of that's just blatantly, absolutely atrocious. Once again, with the statement Ken provided, just one statement debunks that, where Zetsu flat out says, like, yeah, like, fucking, you're not stronger than Sage Naruto and Pain. Like, there's no way. Pain, Zetsu even said it. He thought it was inconceivable and almost impossible for Pain to ever lose a fight as well. So there's that too. In all the data books, you name it, the statements and fighting against Sage Naruto, who is way more over HEBI Sasuke. So, and if you can also connect Sage Naruto scaling to KCM in a way as well, that would further just go to show why Sasuke just gets bitched and you name it. But yeah, that's blatantly not true. And then we literally see V1 Raikage, V1 only, would have beaten 3 Tomo, 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. So what the fuck does 3 Tomo HEBI Sasuke do? What else different? How else different would that go, bro? Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, this man is absolutely like, just, I don't even know at this point, bro. Like, Pain would fucking slam that motherfucker to oblivion. And we do know Pain is among the KCM level of scaling as well. All that, you know, and there's literally tons and tons of debates all the time are controversial about Itachi versus Pain, never about fucking HEBI Sasuke versus Pain. So that's just kind of what you have. But overall, do you have anything else to give to that, Ken, to end this shit show?
No, I don't have anything to say.
All right, well, that
was definitely a thing.
Yeah, that'll be that, guys. What's it called? That was I'm gonna be honest. I'm really not trying to be mean, but after all that, I just don't even give a fuck anymore. That was probably the worst scaling I have seen out of any video so far. That was even worse than Noodles. That's how bad that shit was. So, but anyways, if you guys enjoy the reaction, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more content, subscribe to the channel, especially with Ken Rock as well. And you guys let me know what you think as well, and let me know how ludicrous of HEBI Sasuke being that fucking cracked. That's ridiculous. And that's basically it. You know what I mean? I can't promise if a debate would ever occur between me and Loco. Maybe it'll happen with Ken. But if it does, obviously be recording. I'll post that up too, just to basically have some form of entertainment value and just shit on that and have it on my YouTube channel and have another feat. But either way, like, it's just, yeah, that was crazy. But anyways, Batman out. Peace. All right, guys.